All right. Just a quick recap on my video shape shifting. And I did go antiquing yesterday and I did get me $20 worth of items. So hopefully they'll pay big and I'm going to talk about those. Cuz just another example how everything in this world belongs to the adversary. Excuse my ironing board. I've been trying to do some upholstering, teach myself how to tuft. So, show you some pictures of my ottoman that I'm working on. That's what my camera is sitting on top of right now. But, yeah. Let's see if I can get to them real quick. Yeah, but I want to talk about. Oh yeah, that's my rock I found inside of a rock the other day. I actually chipped this out of a rock. I think the rock is water and air. They call it sedimentary, and I've been buffing on that baby. I've been trying to make her shine. It's still a little bit of the rock on her. Still a little bit of the rock on her. I couldn't get all of the rock off of her. But there she sits at the end of this rock that was made out of air and water. Just sitting there like a perfect little gem. You ask others, you think I'm going to make some money off of it? You think I'm going to get something for it? It'd be cute for a little rock collection, but no, I don't think that's the way that works. I don't know. It's got a little yellow in it. Can you see? Got a little yellow, a little dot of red. I mean, come on now. I think I got me a gem. Rock. Lord done gave me a gem out of a rock. That's where they come from, rocks. Yeah, but let me see if I can't find my ottoman real quick that I'm working on. That's why I got my ironing board up. I've been trying my hand at upholstering. I did that. That's tufting. And it still is not finished. I haven't been really working on it lately. Somebody told me it was a sucky job and I got a little discouraged. I might pick it back up though and finish it off. Put the lid on it. It's the ottoman that you can store things in. Put the legs on. Go ahead and put the legs on it. I may finish it up because I'm not a quitter. Quitters never win. Yeah, but I wanted to elaborate a little bit more on shape shifting. I remember saying that the queen that had uh, Romulus and I want to say, what are the twins' names? I'll pull it up here in just a second. Let's see. Uh, the twins that founded Rome. That founded. And I decided to change my scenery just because, and I really don't like to do like mirror and mirror, but But I decided to change. It was Remus. I just scared to say it. It's Romulus and Remus, and their mother name was Rhea Sylvia. And I think I said in my last video about shapeshifting that Sylvia is meaning is wood, and as in Hollywood, that magic wood that they use to make their wands and to probably even what they established Hollywood on in California. Like Everybody think that this is a game. That's how come people are so strange in California. You may catch anything going on there. But also, uh, after I said her name was Sylvia, I mentioned that wolves um, actually let the twins suckle. It was something about um, the mother had to get rid of the twins because um, the dad was gonna kill him, or maybe he wasn't a dead. That's why he was gonna kill him. I don't know, but she ended up pregnant. Wait, how it go? It's a bunch of different versions. Their God, their father, the twins' father, was the fierce Roman god of war, Mars. So, um, maybe the princess, uh, father was going to kill the twins because she wasn't supposed to be pregnant as of yet. Maybe it was something like that. And this fierce Roman god, see, there goes that gods mating with the women of men. The days of Noah again. There we go again. Okay. But that would have had to have occurred after the death of Jesus. But they still walking in on people right now here till today. So maybe this God was able to uh break through the veil for this demonicness. But back again. I'm getting off a track. So remember, I was telling you that it was a wolf, a she wolf, that suckled these two twins um uh in a cave. They ended up in a cave somehow. And, and the wolf must have pulled them in, brought them in the cave, and let them suck the milk from her ninnies. Now, my point is, I also remember saying that this was, when I was doing my research, I found out that this was a vampiric um, bloodline, the Sylvias. Vampiric bloodline formed from wood, as in Hollywood. And there goes fiction, science fiction, being a possibility of being truth once again. The adversary's truth. Because we have always affiliated um, vampires with werewolves. In some of these vampire movies, you actually see the vampiric man shapeshift into a wolf. I have seen vampire movies that do that. All in our face with their truth that they call a myth. Science fiction. Science is the devil's truth. Fiction is the devil's truth. Myth is the devil's truth. Mythology is the devil's truth. It's their way of telling their story, their creepy, gory stories, without you getting in the wind of the fact that this is truth, without you getting scared to death. And as your eyes start to open, I wanted to mention, don't get scared because you can see them now. Because you can see the truth, that you can see that they are all around you. Don't be afraid. Plead the blood of Jesus, and no harm can come to you. Walk in the ways of righteousness and stay on your godly path, the true and living God's path. And they can't touch you. They can do you no harm. They can try, or they be tormenting you. Don't they do little things in your life. You don't have what you call a normal life like everybody else. Your life don't be all about hair weaves and clubbing and the latest outfits. Your life is totally different from that. You are on a whole nother plateau. No, you're not caring about none of the holy days, holidays, traditions of men. Uh you just be on a different level, true enough. So, um, you definitely are not like the rest of the world. Once you start to awaken, you are not like the rest of the world anymore. Uh, Elaborating along those lines a little bit more about shape shifting. My bottom line is that the princess, whose last name was Sylvia, and the Sylvias are associated with a vampiric bloodline that is known for shapeshifting into werewolves. I find it very, I don't want to use words like ironic or coincidental, but it's all that seems to fit right now, that these twins were being suckled by a she wolf. Was it their very own mother? Whoa. And it get creepy. Because why? Because this all could be true. And it's mythical. It's a myth. It's mythology. So they say. So they say it's all a myth. But let's see. Do I have it already pulled up? Uh, uh, I closed it down because it's easy to pull it back up. But uh, once I got to thinking about the princess of these twins, Romulus and Remus, was from a vampiric bloodline, and that she could have very well shapeshifted into the wolf that was breastfeeding her children, suckling. I It got me to thinking about the Egyptian Turin papyrus. Now, remember, erotic papyrus. One second. I get excited. I get to spelling my words wrong. Oh, one second. Now remember, that the adversary and his crew, which I'm be honest with you, in the beginning, before they started mating with the daughters of man, it was just the four of them, the ones who was originally carrying God's throne. But remember now, they fell with their wisdom, these son of men, of God. They fell with their wisdom, and they were patient. They were patient enough to wait until the daughters of men multiplied on this earth. And they looked and they saw that they were good. Remember that now. Also remember that Cain had a lineage. They got cut off in the Bible early in the game, but Cain had a lineage, a monstrous lineage. The Lord asked Cain, Cain, after he slew his brother, why has thy countenance changed? He didn't look the same no more. He had shape shifted. In another story, Lamech, his own son, killed him because he looked so monstrous. And then he turned around, and after he killed Cain, because he looked in the form of a Sasquatch, he turned around and Lamech slapped his son. And somewhere in Genesis, in that lineage, you hear Lamech say, I've killed two men. But if the Lord um forgave Cain 7 times, he'll forgive me 7 times 7. And I always left a question mark in my mind. And then I got a hold of this story from Joshua. I believe it is in the book of Joshua. And it talks about that incident in further detail. The book of Enoch is not in the Bible, and the book of Joshua is not in the Bible. And I'm not complaining, because it must have been God's will for it not to be there. Oh, but I have gotten off of topic. Also, so that would have been a line of kings, the first line of kings. And kings had daughters. And remember that these fallen ones went into uh uh took daughters of renown. So these was people of royalty. These were people of celeb type kind of action going on, okay? Superstars. Then we get on down to Esau, who despised his birthrights. And he was um the first line of dukes, royalty, renowned. Okay? And when you think about in England, in London, you got your Duke Edward III, and that's renowned. That's big deal. Okay? So this is who these uh sons of God were able to come down and make babies and have them wives amongst this lineage. Those who disobey God or despised God's ways. Esau despised his birthright. Cain was trying to short God on the gonna give God the bad fruit. From what I understand, he gonna give him the bad fruit. He gonna keep the good fruit for himself. He gonna give God the bad fruit. So Lord was more pleased with what Abel had done, giving him the finest of the sheep for an offering. And Cain got jealous and killed Abel. But these are the line that these devils, these gods with an S and little g, okay, were able to come down and take them wives from this line and this lineage. So, like I say, it got me to thinking about the Egyptian erotic papyrus. It really got me to thinking. And I was thinking, I always wondered, look at those animals. This is part of the Egyptian erotic Turin papyrus. And I was always wondering, what's that all about? But the animals, they are all standing on their hind legs. They are all man like. Some of them are carrying some of the tools of the kings and doing some of the rituals of the kings. They have things in their hand that could be, that you could go back and point to, like him with that thing that's got the hook on it right there. Is that the kings shape shifting? Look, they doing things just like those kings be doing in them rituals. They doing things just like them. I don't know if some of those is females. It's hard to tell gender. Look, they dressed in some of their clothes like they used to dress, the Egyptians. During this sex magic, was part of that sex magic with animals? Were the fallen ones taking the souls of men and putting them into animals through this sex magic? And sex magic would actually put the magic or the power of the thing. I'm gonna call it magic because it belongs to the adversary, and that's how I separate magic and God's power. Okay, but really, the same thing, except for magic is short term and power is everlasting. But the, through the sex magic, that would enable um that would enable the gene of an animal to be in your DNA. So shapeshifters come from a bloodline. Whoa. Now that's just a thought. It's just a thought. Forgive me. I'm forgetting wardrobe. I never knew that the Lord was going to use me to make so many videos. I never knew he was going to use me as much as he did. I asked him to use me, and whoa, he has been using me and blowing me away. And so I have kind of lost track of wardrobe. So if you see me in this before, please forgive me. I watched it since then. Yeah. This thing just gets creepier and creepier as you think about it. Look it up if I'm lying, if you might think I'm lying. Backtrack me, double talk me, comment if you watch this video, if you think it's not no truth in what I'm saying. Debate me. I love a good debate. And that's how I got into this, because I was debating the gentleman that was putting me on and opening my eyes. I'm like, oh no, this dude's tripping. And once I started researching it, I couldn't buck against it. So I'm saying, if you got a problem, look up the Egyptian erotic Turin papyrus. Look it up. Look it up. It's sex magic. And it's going on in a holy temple. Now, uh, it's all kind of holy temples. Not all of them is for my God. They be making temples and altars to the devil. And there's a lot of that going on. And from the looks of things, it's a lot of that been going on. They've been having sex and getting drunk in the temple of the Lord. You know, I can remember when I was working altar girl at the church, just trying to find my way in the true and living God and not realizing it. But, all of the wine wouldn't get drunk sometimes from the chalice, and I believe in that. I believe in doing this for the remembrance of me. I believe in the bread and the wine. But, you know, I can remember kind of getting a little tipsy sometimes too. And I'm like, is this right? And I would have to ask the Father, help me drink this. It would be something left over. I can't drink all this by myself. It would be that much wine left over. Sometimes you're not going to pour it back in the bottle. So we would be getting tipsy in the temple. But, not intentionally. But uh these kings and queens that were doing these holy observances, religious observances, they were doing sex magic in their temples to bring about a bloodline. See, it go deeper than That's why you have to start taking a walk with the Lord, because the Lord just gonna give you uh uh the basic information from the Bible, so you can read that and not dig into the rabbit hole of that. But everything that the Lord tells you it's way deeper. It's way deeper, and He'll discern the rest of it to you. But He just said that he would. They defiled all flesh. So that must be what they was doing. They must have been having sex with animals, because all flesh include man, woman, um, fruit, trees, animals. It's all flesh. The flesh of a fruit. They defiled off of that. They altered and uh uh made a plant be what they wanted it to be. Switching genes on the plant. They ain't just started all of this genetically modifying stuff. It'll make you wonder, like, where did the cat and the dog come from? Did God create a cat and a dog? I don't know. I don't know. It's something in me is saying that the dog and the cat were um, genetically modified to be able to be in the home. That was that. That's how the cockatrice come into play. The cockatrice come into play from uh the sperm of a man going into a rooster. And sometimes you can't tell if the cockatrice is if those are feathers on him or if those are scales on him. The Lord just told us they defiled our flesh, and that's not there anymore. They removed that. They removed that somehow. They tampering with time, and they doing all kind of stuff. From this voodoo altar. They are working a world through this voodoo altar and their religious observances and rituals. They are working a number on us. From your BET videos, from your VH1 videos, from your MTV videos, they are singing a spell to you. They are rapping a spell to you. Rhythm is dangerous, but that's not what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm getting off a subject. What I'm trying to say is the Lord just generally says, Noah, I want you to build an ark because these sons of mine have come down and taken them wives of their choosing and have made them, and have defiled all flesh. I think it's as general as that. And even said that they have made some bad creations in the process. It don't even go all off into that. So I need you to make a ark, Noah. And I need you to put animals of my choosing. Because remember, they done got to the animals too. You seen them standing up on their hind legs. So you don't want to get none of them bad animals up on your ark. I mean, this was serious business. Animals of my choosing, 2x2. Some of them was 6x6. That's a big old ark to take 6 elephants and 6 giraffes and birds, and didn't need to put no alligators on there because they could survive in the water. That's amphibian life for uh, reptilian that belongs to the adversary. I'm just telling you now, that's what I believe. But those land animals, And those birds and things, he told them to put them on the ark of his choosing, because he getting ready to take the whole world out, because they all is everything is just defiled and messed up. So I have talked enough about shape shifting. Well, plead the blood of Jesus over my own self, because that's real right there. Okay, that's real. Anything that is a myth is real. Okay, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about my finds I found yesterday. My $20 worth of stuff. I got a little fingernail polish remover in here, but this is a medicine bottle. Let's see. Can you see that? It's some writing on there. And that side say tonic tablets. Who would even take something that say tonic? Don't tonic mean poison? Golly, they've been trying to kill us for a minute. And let's see. I did that one better than this. Did that side. And this says Dr. Armstrong. And what I really want to talk about when I'm doing this is the fact that uh they've been depopulating for a long time. So when I was looking up the medicine bottle, and that's an antique. Antiques have a lot of the mama get rid of this as soon as I can. Have a lot of demonic energy to it. And so this is the little wood cork. Let's see. Can you see it any better when I do it like that? Yeah, but this is just a little wood cork that went inside of there. And this is the cap. And so this kind of would go on top of the bottle, and then this would go on, you know, like that. Yeah, but I got the nail polish out of there, and I got that for $1. So no telling what that's gonna sell for, because uh, let's see. We talked about that enough. I've creeped myself out. Whew. Yeah, but okay, we talked about Romulus and Remus, the Egyptian term papyrus. So I was researching this, and this is what they were doing. They were making bottles for the doctors back in the day. And they might put cough syrup in it or whatever. But one of the pictures when I was searching through, I don't have it up here, but it said something about liniment. So I asked Google, Goggle Ganger Google, what is in liniment? Now it should be pulling it back up because I just looked up the thing last night. But anyway, it's also what they were putting in these medicine bottles. I can remember oh my goodness. It took it completely away from me. It took it completely away from me. If you don't think that these devils be watching you, you think again. If you don't think they be checking you out, think again. Anyway, it's not there. And I asked it the same way I asked it last night. The same identical way. Anyway, I was going to read it exactly, but it had three ingredients in it: acetone, can't remember the other one, and chlorophyll. And it was poison. And they were giving this to people. It said it resulted in at least one death. I'm pretty sure a lot of people got sick off of that. So doctors have been killing us for a long time. I just plead the blood of Jesus. I haven't been to a doctor in a long time. I very seldom get sick. And it's only by the grace of God. It's that sweet, sweet blood of Jesus. Keep them doctors up off of you. That Pharaoh told them midwives, you go over there and you kill them baby boys when they born there. Depopulation. All right. My next antique item was this. This is an antique hair comb. Put it in your hair like that. Them Chinese women use it. But you don't be seeing the ends like that. My hair ain't puffy enough. And they'll take that out and they'll stab somebody in the throat with it. But this is antique, and I got this for $1. So I'm trying to research my stuff. I want to see what I got. Do I got anything? Just checking it out. And let's see. See what I found on that. Hold on. I got the Viking comb. The Viking comb. Which, let me find the one that they used. The first one that I found. Let's see. The first one that let me know that this was from a Viking era was this one right here. See, it's got the pics on it, just like the one I got. Except for they used this, the Vikings used this for combing wool from the sheep's wool. I said, look, wool combs. That's an even better one right there because you can see all the pics up at the top. Look a lot like the one I got yesterday. A lot. Then the onions, it reminded me of, those look like onions to me. I thought it was Chinese at first, but then I thought about Shrek. He was an orc, and he was a Viking orc, and he liked onions. So I'm going to assume that that's an antique from a Viking era. And that could, I don't know, is that plastic up there? Or is it bone or something? A little bit more than plastic. I don't know. I'm moving my stuff on down to the dealer. And who uses picks? What's that? Is that a Afro pick? And who would use a Afro pick? Looks a lot like my antique Viking comb, hair comb. Except mine's not a pick, it's a comb. It's actually for hair decoration. A woman would put this in her hair for hair decoration. Who uses picks? People with woolly hair. And I used to be all on that. Oh, black people, black, black, black. Oh, but in my awakening, I've realized that there are all nations of people with woolly hair, not just black people. So anybody who has woolly hair would use a pick. And originally the Vikings made this comb for wool, to comb out wool. I thought that was so cool. You know, they said Jesus had hair of wool. Okay, moving right along. I have, like I say, I have this. Oh, we're going to have to do better than that. We're going to have to do better than that, Ilana. Oh, shoot. I have a 1 cent George the Fifth. Put it at a distance. There we go. There we go. George the Fifth penny. I bought for $2. It looks like it's in pretty good condition. Oh, she don't want me to show you her. She know what I got to say about her. There she go. Look at her. That's the Spirit Britannia. Spirit Britannia. Look at her with her trident in her hand, her crown on her head. She is the queen. A queen. But she is just a spirit. She's not a real person. They have drawn a god on the back of this coin. What? Are you serious, Ilana? Yeah. They saw her. They saw her and they drawed her. She posed for them with the trident in her hand. Another magical, powerful instrument from the underworld. In Little Mermaid, you see her father with a trident in his hand. It's an instrument from the underworld. See, but she's a spirit, and they draw the picture of her and put it on the back of a penny, a coin. But this ain't real though. It's a myth. Where you get that picture from? Where you get that picture from? So then I want to show you some pictures of Queen Elizabeth. Let's see if I can find it. Queen Elizabeth has that same pose, and she also has the trident in her hand. What, Ilana? What? Yes, Queen Elizabeth II. Her. I'm hoping that the paper on this bad baby, you can see it best from back here. It's in brass. This is brass, what it's in. And I'm hoping the paper is old that the picture is on. I got to get some brass cleaner and clean it up. And I'm hoping that the painting of her is on rag paper, because that will show the age of the painting. So, those are my finds. But Britannia is the spirit that has walked in to Queen Elizabeth. The Queen. Now, you remember back in the game, it was, and I wouldn't be surprised if Britannia ain't nobody but Isis herself. Wouldn't shock me one bit if that's who Britannia is. And that's who possesses the queen. You hear about a lot of strange things happening in the palace. Children missing, blood sacrifices. You hear a lot of strange stuff about that royal family. Mm-hmm. Yep, you do. One second. Can't never find nothing when you need it. And then I'll be wrapping this video up because I've showed you all my finds from my antiquing yesterday. Like I said, I'm going to get these items out of my house as soon as possible because they have demonic energy on them, which I have already pleaded the blood of Jesus over them. But hopefully this will come up soon so we can go. Let's see. Uh, mm, and metamorphosis has got something to do with it. So I watched the meta of I'm just looking through some of my pages I was looking for. Yeah, but metamorphosing got something to do with shape shifting. You know, like if you ever watched the fly was changing from a man to a fly. He was metamorphosing. But what I watched was the video on how a caterpillar changes into a butterfly. metamorphosis, and the secret society are fascinated with the butterfly because they are these sons of men. I mean, of God. I keep saying that these sons of God fell with their wisdom. They are wise. I be like, Lord, you let wisdom stay with them. Whew. Yes, He did. And who am I to question the Father? Yeah, He let wisdom stay with him. He didn't take it away. Because He ain't threatened by him. He ain't doing no thing to him. Yeah, they can have that little wisdom. They can have that wisdom. Their wisdom is not my wisdom. They can't outthink me if they try. I am just trying so hard to show a picture of Queen Elizabeth II in the same pose as Britannia the Spirit, with the trident in her hand. Like, she really got that thing in her hand. She really, really does. Queen Elizabeth II. Pics of the coin with Queen Elizabeth. They already done cheated me out of some information about the liniment and the trident. Go, baby, go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Come on, be for real. And I saw more of them than I wanted to see. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, dude, is that Queen Elizabeth with the trident in her hand? That was Queen Elizabeth with the trident in her hand. Posed just like Britannia, the spirit. Yeah, but hopefully I'll be able to get at least $30 for my coin. I only spent $2 for it. I'm gonna get this stuff up out my house. Hmm. Yeah, they trying to stop me today. They on me today. And I always thank the Lord for these videos when they get finished. Uh, I always thank the Lord for these videos when they get finished because He just does them to perfection. They hiding information from me today, y'all. They hiding it from me. Information I just was looking at yesterday. They hiding it from me today. They won't let me get my hands on it. Hmm. One more try. One more thing. One more thing. So she's a queen. She may have the bloodline to shapeshift. Hmm. Oh well. You have to take some time to look it up yourself because they're not letting me get a hold of it as quickly as I would like. And the video is getting long. It would have to be along a earthly royal line, not a godly royal line. See, those of us who belong to the kingdom of heaven know that this is not our home, whereas earthly kings and queens tend to believe that this is their home. They don't know that their home is in heaven, and um, that's their original estate, and they we all of us decided to leave our original estate and fall with Satan. So we not gonna act like the devil not tricky though, because he is. He very tricky. Very, very, very. And don't none of us know what went on in heaven. Like, don't none of us know. I haven't bumped on it in the Bible yet. It's probably there. I just haven't seen it. But it's not readily information to what the adversary said to us in heaven that we decided to ride with him and got kicked out. I don't know if we got kicked out. I think the Lord might have asked us, did we want to go? And he had us so pumped up and thinking that the Lord had cheated us out of something that we went with him. I mean, and I'm looking everywhere for this coin where Queen Elizabeth has the trident in her hand. And they are hiding information from me today. These devils are hiding from me. They only can do as much as they're allowed to do. But you heard it, and I told you from my own mouth that, and you can search it on your own time. You may be able to get in a little bit better than I am right now. And they don't want me to get this information out. They'll stop you all they can. And like I said, it was plentiful yesterday. I saw so many of them. With her, not Britannia, but with her, with the trident in her hand. Posed just like Britannia. And they've been all in our face with all of this all along. Dang blank blablet. And I had never seen those coins before yesterday. But like I was antiquing, so I was pulling stuff up real fast. And, they was giving it to me then. It was coming readily because I wasn't really paying attention to it. But when I got home, well, I glanced at it while I was in the antique store, but I was like, well, it was a warehouse. It was a sale, so it was going real cheap. It's where antiquers go. I ran into a lot of antiquers in there. Now it's just I went to a whole nother page that don't even have nothing to do with what I'm talking about. So it must be real serious if they're not gonna let me get it out like that. And plus, I got all of this. Even though I done poured the blood of Jesus over it. They working against a sister pretty hard. Um, yep. So I think that's all I wanted to say on this video. I've gone a little long on this bad baby. It was supposed to be a quick video. Yeah, but I love you. This game is real. And may the Lord be with you.